New build and renovations are completely different. It's night and day because a renovation you can look at and you can think, I have enough experience that I think this is the problem. But a project like that, we opened it up and it was like one thing led to another and it got worse and worse. So what do you think is a homeowner's biggest mistake during renovations? Like looking back, we're like, maybe we should have taken that down. During a renovation, what do you think, if you could give one piece of advice to homeowners, what would that be?
They need to trust their instincts. They got to watch for the red flags, because if things are not going right, I'll give you examples. Contractor doesn't show up one day, doesn't phone. He doesn't show up the next day until 2 o'clock, says, sorry, this happened, and I'll get right back to it. But this becomes a regular thing. These are all red flags right from the beginning. I want 50% down. That's a red flag. You get 10% down because you're tying up my time until I can start the job. When I start the job, that's when I'm going to ask for some more money and not 50%. This is all part of the slow down, educate yourself, check out your contractor. So if this system is failed, they've already failed from the beginning of hiring the wrong people. So as a good contractor, teaching homeowners that if your house is built before 1980 up to 1985, because asbestos finally got ruled out by 1985, we need to be able to tell the homeowners, and by code, I mean not even code, but by regulations, as a contractor, I'm supposed to test the drywall and all different products that are in the house prior to 1980, specifically. But I'll do it to 1985. If the contractor didn't tell the homeowner, then they don't know this. And if it becomes a surprise, it could be vermiculite in the attic. Is that bad?
Could be.
It could be, especially if you open it up and let it come inside the house. Then it's a totally different story. Or you crawl through the attic. It's not as bad as the asbestos that is in the plaster. That is the worst. Asbestos in vinyl tile, not as bad, but it's still asbestos.
So is it safe to assume that the biggest mistake homeowners can make is not educating themselves?
Number one.
Because it seems that, like anything in life, you should have a basic understanding of what's going on, so that if you're like, oh, I do hire a contractor, I can spot red flags, or I have an idea of what I do want, because if you have no idea what's going on, you can't spot red flags or have input to what's going on.
You're right. Knowledge is power at the end of the day, but I think a lot of the times you want to put your trust in this person that you're hiring, in this professional that you assumed would educate you on the matter. So as things change and progress, it is important to educate yourself, but maybe, I don't want to say be less trusting, but if you got to put some responsibility on yourself when you're doing a renovation as well, because you can't trust anyone as much as you can trust you.
I wouldn't say be less trusting. I would say be careful of what you're doing. And that is the point, that if you do educate yourself, you can at least know when the red flags are hitting.